Welcome to Italia demo for episode number 1 with me, MrSealyp. It's 9:15 and here I stand in Italy. The train has just dropped me off. I'm here. I was rescued. That's weird. Where'd that come from? Have I got cows sneaking up on me somewhere? Yeah, I was rescued from the beaches and through the magic of Farming Simulator, I found myself in Italy, which is all very nice. I've bought myself a small farm. Subscriber contracts will be starting with effect immediately. The rules and regulations regarding subscriber contracts I've done a video on, so if you want to check it out, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description or something will come up on the screen towards the end of the video. You can check that out. Now I'm going to be also interspersing that with standard contracts on the map. I'm also running weeds, which I don't normally do, although nothing seems to have come up on the map so far. But we need to get straight on with it. My first contract isn't a contract per se, it's regarding some vehicles. But I do have, because it's only fitting, isn't it really? We're going to head off to the farm. Now this map was one that when it came out I just love it. I think it may not be perfect with regard to gameplay, but it's a beautiful, beautiful map. And I did say before I finished on FS19, with obviously 22 coming out, I wanted to play on this map. So that's why we're here. Is there a narrative or a storyline? Not really, not one that I'm kind of setting up. You know, there's a tenuous link between this and the last one, but it doesn't necessarily follow on. It's just a new map, new let's play. The narrative is going to be driven by you guys, anyone watching, anyone that wants to submit a subscriber contract. Now some of those subscriber contracts may be tweaked a little bit to make them fit, but I mean only slightly. I'm not going to do anything drastic, but sometimes it just makes it a little bit easier. When we get to the farm I'll explain a little bit more about where we are, what we've got. We have got pretty much all the, I think it's no entry that way, isn't it? Yeah. I mean I can go that way, I'm on a scooter. I'm sure no one will notice. Now, obviously, being here in Italy, I feel a lot safer than on Lucas Islands. I suppose they do have the odd natural disaster, the odd volcanic eruption here and there. I mean, you know, it happens. Other than that, we should be pretty safe, I think. And a lot's happened since my last Let's Play. I'm just, you know, thinking we haven't had a chat for a while, have we? We haven't had a chat. When Spectacle Island finished, then Lucas Island, I had to, you know, I was trying to work out, I was going to wrap that up, and that's all done and dusted now. So I've got this I'm going to be doing, and there's another map. It depends when you're watching this. There's another map I'm also going to be doing. We need to go here. I have to be careful with the scooters. When I bought it, you know, sort of set it all up, if you hit a nasty bump with this, it can really, you go for a Burton and it's not great. It can really hurt. Now I need to be up there, don't I? I've come the wrong way. Now where's the traffic going to stop? I am on the roundabout. I have right of way. Yeah, so all sorts of stuff's happened. There's been all stuff released about FS22, the first official gameplay trailer. We've seen some gameplay at FarmCon and stuff like that, but the official gameplay trailer, stuff about the rock picker that's been added in. Hang on, have I come the right way? Yeah, the road's up there. I've done this completely wrong, but it doesn't matter. We'll find our way. We get to see some of the lovely scenery while we're doing it, so it's all good. Yeah, so rock picker, there's some other stuff on there as well. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's a bit of controversy. I don't want to be controversial, but off the start, I watched it, say live, when they did the sort of premiere of the gameplay, and there was loads of people waiting for the stream to start, and then the trailer came up. And I'll be honest, totally honest, hand on heart, I was really disappointed and a bit shocked, because when it started playing I thought it seemed really cartoony is probably the best way I can put it, a bit cartoony. And the graphics didn't seem that great, and the chat went berserk. You know, people were just commenting. I mean, some of the stuff was quite bad. But when it finished, and then I went back onto the post, where are we? We just here. I thought I'd better check my settings, because I wasn't sure if my settings were correct or done something wrong. You know, I was set on 1440, which fair enough. When I went back in, I changed up to 4K. It was better, but I found. I don't know if it's just me, it could be my eyesight. It's one of those weird things because everyone's eyes are different and everyone sees the world differently. And you don't necessarily know that until, you know, you speak to other people, you know, how you look at something can be different. But it seemed very bright, overly colourful. You know, I know it sounds ridiculous. I was expecting it to be a little bit more kind of muted, a little bit more gritty, a little bit more real, I think. But that's just me. I don't know. So yeah, all sorts of stuff has been happening. Good or bad, it depends how you look at it. So, the start farm. I mean, this is the start farm that you start with normally. Most of the equipment, I say it's as it was, I've tweaked it a little bit. I haven't got more stuff, I don't think. I've got this trailer, which I used to bring some stuff. That was standard. You do start with a Fiat 1300, but I've swapped that out for this one. All the mods will be written in the description. Not links, obviously, because I'm on console. But everything else, I've tried to keep the same. I've got ahead of that. I got myself a Sampo Rosennew Comia because I haven't used one for a while, and that reminded me just back of FS15. I know when it came out, I was like, you know, that was the first harvest I ever used when I played Farming Simulator. Haven't used one for a while, so I thought, you know what? If we're going to be heading towards wrapping up FS19 into 22, be a nice way to sort of end. These you start with anyway, so it's all kind of, you know, packed away. We have got this though, the ape, Arpe. I don't know how they refer to them, but probably Arpe. We have got some chickens, but they've got no feed, so we've got to sort that out. And we've got a trailer. I think I've got a Reisch. I think it was a Fortune one originally. We've got a Reisch. So a few things have been tweaked here and there. Oh no, I can see weeds. Look, we have got weeds in the field. So yeah, I haven't run weeds for a while, but I thought it'd give me a chance to do a bit of herbicide stuff. We can use some weeders. You know, I don't usually do it. I find it a little bit irritating a lot of the time, especially when it's not kind of patches. It seems to be across the entire field, but we'll deal with that. The yield will be down a little bit. So our field is probably ready to harvest, which is great. And I've got a contract that we're going to do. But before all of that, we need to head over to one of the local farms, because my first contract, like I say, if you want to call it a contract, is from Mark at Badgerset Farm. And Mark at Badgerset Farm sent me a very nice message. What's the best way to go from here? I suppose I could just hop over the... Yeah, let's hop over the railing. Oh, it means crossing the railway. Okay, we just sort of be careful. And it says... sorry, I just need to check the... I think we'll go this way till we find a track. As you are a new farmer in our local area, I would like to welcome you to our friendly local farming area. To make you feel welcome, I would like to offer you my spare, older, small tractor of your choice. Well, he has a few to choose from, so we've chosen one. Along with a suitable plough to help you get started. You may borrow it for up to 3 in-game months or until you are self-sufficient with your farm, which is a very nice offer. So we're going to go and collect a tractor and a plough. All I ask in return is you fuel the vehicle, carry out any repairs that are required, and that they are returned clean. I hope that if you accept the offer, then I hope you can help me with my farm. Okay, fair enough. Hope this is acceptable and look forward to working with you in the future. If you need any help, I do have farm hands that I can spare. You will need to pay them yourself for any work carried out. I can't confirm they are perfect, but please give them a chance. You can either collect from our farm, or I can send someone over with the equipment on a low loader. Kind regards, Mark, Badgerset Farm. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and collect them. Have I come the right way? I feel like I have, but I'm now doubting myself. I need to check my local map. I'm way off. Way off. Took the wrong turn. Doesn't matter. It's all good. So yes, we are running weeds. We are here. I have got a few fields. We have got a couple of things I've added in, only because of contracts that I've got coming up, offers that people have made. Often people around here will own different fields and different things, which we'll sort out as and when we go forward. I'm not going to go too, heavy with it all. Like I say, well, I have accepted a local contract as well. So not only do we need to harvest our own fields, I think, because we've got field 1, and we've got field 13 and 12. Actually, these two that I'm walking past now, which have also got weeds in, so we're going to deal with those. It's a bit late now, but for the next go round, we will deal with the weeds. We have got a sheep pen there, which I've got nothing in. We've got a cow pen down there, again nothing in, and we've got a cow pen up on this hill. Nothing in it, but we've got one up there, which has been kind of sorted out. BGA is owned, and I have got I've definitely got a BGA contract that has been sent through, so I've got a few to be getting through. And what I'm going to start with in this episode is just the tentative steps into a new area and a new working environment, which, let's be honest, is absolutely stunning. So I'm going to harvest my field. We'll probably plough it. It's probably going to need lime. I don't think we've got any lime, actually. We have got a few bits of the farm. And then we need to look at, I've got 124,000, and we need to look at, well, what bits of equipment we're going to need moving forward. And so it's a kind of, not completely start from scratch, but we're going to build up from here, incorporating all those things. Normal contracts, subscriber contracts, a bit of everything, and just play the game. Just, enjoy it. I was thinking about seasons and precision farming and all that kind of thing, but I think subscriber contracts is enough to be getting my head around without everything else on top as well. The other Let's Play that I'm going to be running on the run into FS22, again, I'm not sure. I might do precision farming on that one, but I don't think I'm going to run seasons. Not sure. So, we have got a Massey Ferguson. It's not a very high horsepower. What one was this one? I want to say 107, but I think it might be 117. Massey Ferguson 1250. And we've got the Tetra 4 plough that comes with the T-Rex. You can put it on the back. So that's 4 meters, I think. So we'll take these back to the farm. We'll move some equipment around. We'll get the harvester out. And we'll get crack-a-lacking. It's on like Donkey Kong, as they say. I don't know who says that anymore, but they used to when I were a lad. So, I'm really pleased. I'm so pleased I've come onto this map. I know a lot of people were, wondering which one or ones I was going to do. I was going to look at. Massive thank you to Mark at Badger Set Farm for this. This is going to come in incredibly handy. Like I say, it's not a particularly high horsepower tractor. It's a nice looking tractor. It'll get the work done. We haven't got a front 3-point link on this, but we have on the other one, the Fiat. So I did have a look at, options with regard to staying as Italian as possible, and there are so many Fiat tractor mods, all different ones, and I looked at loads of different ones as options and alternatives. And I thought I don't want to go, because it will all then end up being Fiat. Now, obviously, the Sampo Rosenview is, what's they Finnish? I think they're a Finnish company. Not 100%, but I think they are. We'll cross over here. I need to check, because I'm sure I had traffic on. I'm not quite sure why it's not. There's weeds everywhere, look. It's a very weedy area, apparently. But what better way? The great thing as well, the cow pasture up on the hill. It's got a little, I think it, so I go with the Foo Farm one? I think I might go with the Foo Farm one. And there's a little deck chair as part of it, and it overlooks the whole. It's lovely. You can sit down and look over the valley. In my twilight years, it's a lovely way to do it. I really am going the real long way around on this, aren't I? I may get away with it because you may not be particularly familiar with the map. Was that our field? That might be our field 1 there to our left. It might be okay because I think there's a crossing just up here. Yeah, look. It's almost like I know what I'm doing some of the time. Who knew? So as I mentioned a few times on various different videos now, on the last Spectacle and a little bit on Lucas and stuff like that, it's been a bonkers few weeks. I mean, I would say from 6 weeks, month to 6 weeks, with various different things. It's just been absolutely crazy. I'm hoping, I would say touch wood, I'm sure I said that 3 or 4 times before, that we're going to be kind of normal services resumed. I hope. I just want to play the game and have fun. I just want to, you know, enjoy it. I don't want to get bogged down. I just, you know, I think the way things are at the moment, generally in the world, and, you know, with regards to various different pandemics and things, just taking stock and stopping and saying, you know what, let's just have some fun. Let's just come on and play. I think that's incredibly important. So let's stick the plough back here. We'll move those seeders, we'll get the harvester out, then we'll hook up to the trailer. What I'll probably do, I do have some contracts for barley, I think I might have some for wheat. I've got one that is a kind of generic, that any crops you can throw my way for my animals would be great. But I do need to feed these chickens. I want to get them productive. They're here, but they have got nothing. They have got nothing, they haven't got anything. Oh, whichever way around. I've been talking with my advisory team regarding FS22 streaming and things like that, and how we can make that happen. I've been talking with my family regarding it, regarding the fact they're all adults now. And I said, you know, if we're going to be doing this, you guys need to be aware and need to be more accepting is the wrong word. They've always been incredibly accepting, but just aware, I think, of the fact that if you come into the house or you're going to come anywhere where I might be recording or streaming, just, you know, just be kind, think of me. Right, so harvester. Now I do have a slight problem. I don't have a header trailer. I did try one, and I really, I know it's the wrong word to use, I despise most of the header trailers. I think they're awful. I got the header here, but coming down here, we've got a wall and this terracotta pot, and I couldn't get past it. Unless I go, I wonder if I can get around here through the grass maybe. I know it's not perfect. Let's move the ape out of the way. I think I'll call it an RP. I think it's more fitting and more Italian ape. Let's move the ape. This is cool though. We can use this for delivering eggs and various different things. We might get rid of it at some point. I don't know. We'll keep it for a while anyway. Now I think, as I might have put on in the description for the video, this is like the just finding our feet. I know I've said that a little while ago. Tentative steps, just what's where, how we're going to make this work kind of situation. Yeah, so we have got some seed and fertilizer seeds there, and then we've got some liquid herbicide and fertilizer. These are all here already, nothing to do with me. These were part of the farm when we bought it. Let's jump in this. We do have the silo built in, which is great. Not a massive capacity, but I'm not sure actually. Where did you tip into the silo? Is it in here? That's a really good point. We've got the spout out there. Maybe it's just here, is it? We'll find out when we've got some stuff we need to put in. Oh no, here we go. In there, through, okay, right. Right. We're getting somewhere, I think. This is where we find out that the bushes and trees have got collisions as well, and I can't get through the gap. It's a tight yard. But I think it just adds, it makes it a little bit more challenging, a bit more fun. get between that tree? I don't know. It's always when you do the first harvest on a field, if you're new to an area, new to a farm, that kind of thing. What's great about that is you don't know what the yield should be. So if you've got weeds or it's not been cultivated... Oh, there we are, all right, I think. Can we get past those pallets? Yes. Excellent. Let's not break anything on our way through. Cool. Right. Yeah, so you've got no expectation. When you've done a couple of harvests, and if you do one with full fertilising, full everything, and then you get a better idea of what that field should yield. At the moment, I have no idea what this could yield or should yield, and that's fine. Now, have I got anything to collect the straw? And have I got anywhere to put the straw? Because we're going to need straw. I don't think I've got a baler, have I? Oh, I was supposed to go pick up a cheap baler, couldn't I? We could do some baling. Because we're going to need to make Telbic's ration, because I've got a few contracts for cows from various different people, so we're going to need feed. I do have some bale contracts as well. So yeah, we've got a whole load of stuff to be getting on with. I've been not putting off doing it. I think that's probably the wrong way of putting it. We just open the harvester. Let's do that. Let's just double check we are. We'll leave the swath, and then if it's a problem, or we've got nothing to collect it with, or we don't have a baler or anything like that, then we can always just plough it in. That's not a problem. But I will need to re-prep this field, but I think baling's probably going to be the best bet. I'm going to go with the standard baler on this. I'm not going to go with one that does 6,000 litre bales like it's on Spectacle. I'm not going to go with the tiny one either, because you eat into your bale count so quickly. We do have, though, just thinking, that silo extension mod that came out from TF 2020 mods, the one that, when I did the invisible and stealth mods, so I can increase the capacity of a standard silo by just what you want to put in it. So I could get one of those because it won't take up any space. That's why that mod works brilliantly, because obviously if you've got a tight yard and there's nowhere to put silo extensions, it kind of works. I know it's a little bit kind of, you know, in the real world you couldn't. If you've got no space for a silo extension, you can't build one, or you've got to build a new silo somewhere else, or you know, wherever it might be. So we're getting more of this than I thought we would. So we've just come straight into it. We're here. We're in Italy and we're farming. We've just got straight on with it. I do love this. I do love the Comia. I think it's a nice looking harvester. Like I say, it makes me feel very nostalgic for FS15. So this is the only problem. It's funny how you get through farming in a particular area, wherever it is you may be, and then you move to a new farm, a new area, a new location. I'm sure I've probably said this before countless times, and it will be the same. It's a microcosm of what we will experience, and again I've talked about this before as well, moving from 19 to 22, all the things you get used to. So you build up your farm, all the gear you get, and you gradually over the period you're doing it, anything you need for all of the different operations, and you get to a point where, okay, it's time to move on, and you've got everything that you needed. You move to the new farm and then suddenly realise, oh, I haven't got this, I haven't got that, I'm missing, I'm going to need, and you still then start building that list of equipment that you need to have. You've got to have it. Now I know I've done Guide 2 on weeds. That was nearly 3 years ago when this came out. When 19 first came out, I did a Guide to Weeds. It got updated, weeds got changed a couple of times over the period of the game. I still find them a little bit, I don't know. I've found sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes one method seems to work, other times it doesn't. And I've always found that when you get comments, people will say, oh yeah, but if you do this, if you do that, If you do it this way, it will definitely work. And I've tried all different ways, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I think what I will do... So I was told way back when, by someone when I'd done them, to wait for the first emergence, the first bit of growth, and put herbicide down. Now I always thought I was a mechanical weeder, but someone said, "Oh no, if you like pre-spray, they don't grow." And they did, and then other people swore by it. No, if you wait till the first growth, or after you've planted, get the seeds in the ground, and then spray herbicide, you won't get any. And I found I got mixed results with that. I also found on a couple of maps where I tried them out when I was testing them, that when they first came up through the ground, I had a mechanical weeder. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And then when they got a little bit bigger, sometimes using herbicide, sometimes it killed them, sometimes it didn't. And then I also got a situation where we killed all the weeds off, and then before we got to the final growth stage, they grew back again. Well, I'm sure you're not supposed to have that many growth cycles of weeds while you're doing it. But anyway, we'll see. We'll muddle through. We'll do our best. That's why I don't like running them. But I thought, you know what? Let's add another element in, you know? I haven't done much herbicide spraying. I haven't done much, if any, weeding. So I wanted to give it another go. Oh, we're nearly full, and I've gone the wrong way around the field. Okay, so what we'll do, stop there. Let's raise that up. We're going to need a baler. Oh, I think I've got enough horsepower on both of the tractors, haven't I? I'm sure balers are only like 60, 70 horsepower requirement, depending on the size. I'm probably just going to get... Do I go square? Do I go square baler or round baler? I just don't know, actually. Pipe out. It's to engine off. At the moment, it's just me, so we'll go and grab the other one. That's not too bad. We'll get a little bit. We'll be able to feed the chickens straight off the bat, which is great. Shall I use the Massey or shall I use the... I think I'll use the Fiat. Did I leave the engine running? I think I did. Automatic shut-off. What a great bit of kit. I don't know if we'll keep that trailer. We might. I'm sure we'll find a use for it. I'm sure we will use it. Can I get in here though? So this one's a little bit beefed up, as you can see, slightly bigger tyres. We do have some options. I have also got a contract. Some of them, you know, off the top of my head, I'm remembering ones that I've been sent. When I actually come to do them, then I'll go into the details, the specifics of the people and that kind of thing, and stories. Some have got stories, some haven't. Some are very straightforward, some aren't. I've got some organic ones to do, you know, just a few different things to throw into the mix. And that's what I say, the narrative is driven by you. So anything you submit, if you've got a backstory or a storyline to what you're doing, that's the storyline, that's the narrative. I'm doing these jobs and contracts to help out people for whatever reason. I'm not necessarily bringing a storyline. But yeah, I've got an offer. The guy works for a company who wraps cars. You know, like you said, you go in, have your car resprayed. The wrap thing now is a big thing. So you get a wrap, and they want to wrap a tractor. So if I wanted to pick a colour or change something on one of my tractors, they could do a wrap. So that's a potential. Now I was worried that the larger Reisch... Oh no, we're fine. I was worried it wouldn't fit under the thing, but I think we're okay. I can't remember the capacity of this one off the top of my head. Might be standard 16, and then I don't know. When we fill up, we'll find out, won't we? Right, engine off. While we're waiting for that to fill up, let's have a look in the old catalogue. I might have to see if we can get something brought in, because I'm not sure. Every time. 3 years! 3 years of playing this, I still keep pressing the wrong button. Where are we? And we could just go for a standard roll belt, couldn't we? I mean, a baler wrapper would be way better, wouldn't it? But they're quite expensive, so we might have to start off small. How much is that? 66. I don't think I've used that one yet. The Impress. I used the Impress 125 FC Pro on 6 ashes. That was a while ago. The Rollant Unirap. Fast Bale, that's an awesome bit of kit, but it's a bit pricey at the moment. That will eat into most of my finances. I'm troubled as any of them will. There are some cheaper alternatives out there. I think that's a square baler. It requires 115 horsepower. The big pack was a big baler. And square bales are easier to handle, maneuver. You know what we'll do? We'll wait. We'll harvest it all, and I'll move the harvester, and we'll do, I think from here we'll move on to the contract one that I've taken on, because I have taken on a contract for, where are we? Oh, there's loads now. That. So harvesting field 43 of barley. So what we'll do is we'll fill that. Oh, well, look at that one. Field 20. That wasn't there before. That's why. Mind you, though. Potatoes. There's quite a few of these, aren't there? See, spraying. Again, so those little contracts. It's not a big map. The fields aren't big. That's not a big map. The fields aren't big on this map. So contract prices aren't going to be that high. This is not going to be a, you'll pick up a 30, 40 grand contract every time you do one. They're going to be 3 grand, 4 grand, 5 grand, that kind of stuff. Something nice about that though, a bit more relaxing. I'm not sure, we'll have a look at maybe upgrading harvester at some point. I'm just wondering how big we'll get away with. If we do go bigger, we're definitely going to need a header trailer. I think the only header trailer I have had, I'm saying I despise them. I don't really use them very often. And there's no disrespect to anyone that's made a header trailer. And I'm sure there are loads out there that you've used that are absolutely fine. One that I do like was it the Elmer's one? Someone made a modded Elmer's one. Now it's very big. It's designed for the much bigger sort of, 45-foot headers, but I liked it. I thought it was a really useful bit of kit. I've also realised that I haven't. Normally I do a bit and then move on, and then edit and move on and edit. I think I've been talking for about 30 minutes straight through, haven't I? Pretty sure I have. Sorry about that. Start off with, we're doing this ourselves. We will look at hiring workers further down the line, because I'm sure once we start to get a few more things on the go, we're going to need to have workers hired, because it's going to be too much to do on my own. That is a lovely harvester, isn't it? I did look at the new Fortschritt one. Say new. The Fortschritt one that popped up recently looked quite nice. I did think about that, because that had a bigger capacity. This is a fairly small capacity, I guess. So yeah, up in the capacity, but keeping the harvester small is probably the next step. So we can go up to maybe an 8,000 litre capacity, but try and keep the harvester fairly small. We'll look at options for that, maybe. I don't know. There's all, I think that's always the beauty of starting on a new farm somewhere. Is the potential of the direction you can go is not infinite, but it does give you so many options and so many choices. And then you find yourself, as you start to make different choices, you then get a little bit more locked into a way you're going to do it, and sort of equipment, and and that's a lot of the fun and the enjoyment of it, isn't it? Because at this point I have got contracts, but I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing them. We'll see. And I think now it's started as well, people are aware now what map I'm on, which makes life a bit easier, because if people want to tailor their subscriber contracts they're submitting to the map, you can go onto the map, you can have a look, or if you go online or wherever, you can find somebody, I'm sure somewhere has taken a screenshot of the map. Then you can get people then saying, oh, I own field, the train, I own field, whatever, or I own this plot of land, or I live here, or wherever it might be, or can you deliver? And then people then can give you specific locations on a map. before I even started this, people are sending me generic things in because I don't know where I'm going to be. So it's a lot harder to submit a contract for an area you don't know. So hopefully, yeah, well, you know. And in all honesty, if the whole thing just tanks, if it just... if people just decide, nah, don't want to watch it, not interested in the slightest, I'll just carry on playing it because I love the map. I just wanted to play on here. So I will carry on doing what I do. The other map I'm going to be doing, I've got some ideas for that as well. Also aided by Farmer Foley. So yeah, Farmer Foley submitted an idea to me, and it didn't work as a subscriber contract on here for me, but I thought, oh, you know what, that could work on the other map I'm doing. So whilst it's not a subscriber contract Let's Play, the kind of idea behind it might work. It's a little bit... oh, I don't want to give anything away. I was going to say it's a bit Hallmark-esque, but because that implies forestry, and it's not really. That's something I'm looking forward to doing on here as well, because there's that wood chipping facility out at by the forest that then unloads onto the train that's kind of built into the map. I really want to give that a go, so I want to do that at some point. Anyway, right, what I'm going to do now, because I have been talking for a while. Oh, I've done it again! Really, I've got to pay more attention to my capacity and stop talking. I'm going to finish this field off. I think what I will do is on this one, I'm going to take the trailer and we're just going to feed the chickens. And then we'll head over to the contract field. What did I say? It was field 43, wasn't it? I didn't even look on the map to see where that is. Where is field 43? I bet it's going to be miles away, isn't it? Oh, okay. Where are we? Right. Mind you, to be fair though, it's not a very big field, and it's got to be delivered up the main road to the IFO. So that's I did have a bit of a worry that it was going to be somewhere over here, and I'd have to go all the way across the map to get to it. But that's actually not too bad. My only problem is transporting that header in the width it is. Oh, I don't know what to do now, because I think there is. I wonder if I can get away with the TX32 header trailer. The Corona one looks a little bit lower, but it's not designed for it. Yeah, that one, the Elmer's one, has got a nice steep angle on it. So even if the header hasn't got much rise on it, you can still get it on that. But that's a very long trailer. But it's only £8 I'm going to have to go and collect it though from the store and bring it back. Maybe that's the way to go. I'll have a think. It's just nice to be on dry land as well. I think, unfortunately, no. Lucas Island I'm going to chalk up to an interesting idea that unfortunately didn't pan out how I thought it would. That was mostly me though, that wasn't anything, you know. Yeah, it was me, it was my execution of it didn't work. I am the one to blame on that. And I'm trying to think when that's happened before. When you do something, you think, "Oh, okay, that really didn't work how I thought it was going to." I was really hoping for X, Y, Z, whatever it might be. Right, let's feed the chickens and I'll carry on. I'll see you in a little while. We grabbed a worker from Badger Set Farm. I whizzed off to the store and I've got this. I've used this a few times. This is the MVU8. This is a fertiliser and lime spreader. I like this a lot. I think this, again, I might have first used this on 6 ashes. 11,000 litre capacity. It's only about £7 or £8 to buy. Spreads out to 20 or 22 metres. Lime and fertiliser, you can't go wrong. Now, the only problem I've got, I don't think there's anywhere on the map to get lime. I don't think there's a lime station, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, we might have to look into that. There may have to be pallets. I may have to get onto Anne-Marie, see if the guys at CNS and Anne-Marie can help out. Again, I use that a lot. You end up with a list of go-to stuff, you know, things that you know you can fall back on, things that when you're starting out and money's tight and you need something that will do a job that's not expensive and you know it works well. I'm all for trying out new things. I'm all for trying out different, you know, vehicles and equipment and stuff. But when you know something works, it's tried and tested. I suppose that's farming generally. When I did my tractor driving experience, I was talking to the farmer Rob, and you know, he said that they've got, I think they had 3 John Deeres, and again, I've spoken about this before, I'm sure I've. They had a rep come from Lamborghini and did them a really good deal. So they bought a Lamborghini tractor, and he said we'd always been John Deere, and we'd always, you know, but we thought we'd give it a go, and he said it was awful. They just, well, so the Lamborghini tractor necessarily wasn't awful. He said it just wasn't what they were expecting, wasn't up to the par they were expecting, and then you kind of fall back into that. You know, everybody does it. You've got the stuff you're used to using, and it's always that gamble. It's no different to go on holiday, or you know, we've done it so many times. You go on holiday to the same place, maybe. I know some people are a bit more adventurous and will try different places, but we've always been kind of, you know, you go to a place, you know you love it, you know it's great. When you book your holiday for the following year, you then think, do we book somewhere else and go and potentially have an awful holiday because it's not what you thought? It turns out to be, you know, the accommodation's not great or the place wasn't as good as you thought. And then you come away from the holiday thinking, that was a waste of money. You know, you live and learn by those mistakes. But when your holiday time is precious, when, you know, it's costing you money to go away, they go. So it's the same with everything, I suppose, isn't it? That you tend to default back to what you're comfortable with because it's always a risk stepping out of that. Some people do a lot. You know, people will just go, you know, life's too short. It's better to have a go than never know, that kind of mentality. Now, I'm going to move the harvester and we're going to take it over to field 43 to do the in-game contract that I've taken on. And I didn't even see, that's something I said when I was talking about subscriber contracts. I did my video. We kind of get a bit blasé. I'm doing a harvest on field 43, and I said it's barley. I've got to take it to IFO. This is for Carlo Pedasoli, I think it is. Carlo Pedasoli. I'm sorry, that was awful. I don't know why I did that. 3.23 acres. You know, we'll get paid for that, and then there'll be a little bit, normally a bit of crop left on top, which we'll keep hold of if we can. So yeah, with this contract we're doing is an in-game one for Carlo. Now, as you notice, I haven't got a header trailer, so I'm taking the back roads as much as possible so I can get as close as I can without going on the main roads. What I'm also going to do is stop at the store on the way. Oh, hang on, saying that. Maybe that won't work. We'll see. We'll get through between the fence and the wall. Yeah, just about. Oh, I think I skimmed the wall. Because what I'm going to do, I didn't get the larger trailer initially. I think when I got the Reisch, I got the smaller one because I thought, well, I can always take it into the workshop and increase the size of it. So what I need to check, I'm going to go out past this way because I wasn't on the road too early. I'm going to see if I increase the capacity of the Reisch, whether or not the pipe will reach into it. So we'll go to the store. We haven't got a workshop at the farm. That's something I need to look at. So we need to get a toolbox, toolkit, workshop, something at the main farm so we can do repairs and customization and stuff there. But we'll do that first, then I'll head over and I'll crack on with that contract. We'll see what we get left with at the end of it. There's a lot of these places where you've got narrow gaps. So I need to sort out a lime situation. I've got a plough, don't have a cultivator. We do need a harvester. This is going to be interesting. Can I do this in cab? Just look at the header, so I'm going to have to move right over. Things like this, so we've got road signs and cars coming the other way. We might be alright. So what I'll do now, I'll cut to the store. I'll get the tractor over with the Reisch on the back. We'll change the capacity of the Reisch and see if the pipe will still reach into it. If it does, we'll be absolutely fine. Ah, okay. That's going to be a little bit more interesting, isn't it? Waiting for a gap in traffic. Which I don't know if we're going to get. There's another car coming. We're going to be really quick here. In a harvester. Go, go, go! Oh look, it looks like the track came up there. Oh well. Okay, I think I might need to move the forklift because I think it's still going to register as being in there, isn't it? Yeah. Just saying, thought that on my way over. It's one thing I did think right from the start, when you look around the map and how much detail and how amazing, I mean, again, personal opinion, how amazing the map is, it really surprised me there wasn't more detail here. Nothing inside it, no vehicles, machinery, no, you know, not even a desk or, you know, I don't know, it just seemed a bit odd to me. Right, let's back this in. And we'll just check one more side on it. Customise, so it's 16, 18,000. I'll say another 2, isn't it? 6 grand to add 2,000 litre capacity. That seems a bit. That's a bit much, isn't it? We might need to look for an alternative, I think, for the trailer as well, moving forward. I thought it'd be a good idea, but that seems like a lot of money just for 2,000 litres extra. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. There's no point. If it had been like 4,000 or 5,000 litres or more, you think, okay, it's worth paying the extra money because it'll be less trips, and it will be less trips because you can take an extra 2,000 litres. But it's not a big enough jump up, I don't think, for the money. Jump forward to episode 30 when I'm rolling in money and I just don't care. Yeah, go on, buy it. We can afford it. Right, field 43. Well, it was worth a look. Pipe in. Let's tie it up. See you in a bit. The contract on field 43, well, is partially done. The field's cleared. We've got 16,000 litres in the trailer, and in the harvester we've got 378 litres left in there, so hopefully we can leave that in there. That will go back to the farm with us. What we're going to do now is go down to the sell point, sell to the point where the contract is complete. We are currently sitting at 84% complete. I haven't delivered any yet. This is everything off this field. And if I don't make a mistake, which is highly likely as it often happens, we should be left with some. I don't know how much barley we'll be left with, but if we do a few different harvests, there's another harvest available that pays out a bit more, which I'm assuming the field's going to be a bit bigger. We should get a bit more. So I'm building up a bit of inventory. So before we've even started on re-prepping and doing our own fields and getting into any more contracts, I am getting some product stored away. So some of the contracts, I have got a couple for barley, I've got a couple that are for breweries. So I've got, yeah, there's a few knocking around. So I'm kind of already looking ahead to how I can fulfill certain contracts, not just by doing them on my own fields, but by picking up harvest contracts and things for other people as well. So it becomes a kind of borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and you know, it all kind of becomes in the round. But we're off and running. We're off and running with our contracts. We're off and running here in Italy. We didn't hang about. We didn't waste any time. We just got straight on with it. Sell point is just here. I'll probably take on another contract, which I'll do off screen. I might do one or two off screen. I'm not trying to think about it. And then we'll also, like I said, we'll look at the situation with regard to baler. I've bought myself a lime spreader, but I need to work out what we're going to do about where we're going to get our lime from. So I need to keep my finger on the trigger, because as soon as it hits contract complete, I need to stop unloading. But I'll hit the ceiling, which I have. Now we're in trouble. What? So I just come to the wrong place. No. I'm at the... Oh, hang on. That had to be done by train. Are you kidding me? It's the same sell point, isn't it? So you got the sell point there. Is that is specifying the railway line rather than... I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. How much barley have I got in storage? 12,000 litres. Will that be enough to fulfil the contract that I've got? But that's going to mean putting it onto the train, though. Oh, what? What? Okay. I thought these two were linked. I thought it was like the same sell point. You could set up one. I didn't realise it was separate. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, I need to whiz back to the farm. Put whatever barley we've got in our storage into the trailer. Go to an overload point, put it into the train, come round by the train and see if 12,000 litres will be enough to complete the contract. I'm not convinced. We are coming up on the sell point. With what I had left in the harvester and what I had in the silos that we started with, we've got 12,506. I really hope this is enough. I've got a funny feeling it's not going to be enough to fulfill the contract, and we're going to get clobbered. It was a rookie mistake, but it happens. Yeah. There's not really much to say. Let's hope. There we go. Right. Please be enough. Oh, contracts on field 43 complete. Okay, so we, in effect, then what we've done is complete the contract, and we've sold the barley we had in storage. I mean, that's so we made about 10 grand, plus we've now got the money for the contract, 2,159, and I'm going to take on the harvest contract on field 33 because it's more barley. Now we haven't got any in storage, but we were at field 43, which was here, and field 33 is just across the road. So all I've got to do is move the harvester directly over. But what I need to do now is also check where's that going to. Oh, same place, is it? IFO, where we are now. But that looks like it's saying that's the main one though, isn't it? Not the train, I think. Because we're on the train and we seem to be offset a bit, so hopefully that's the standard one. I can't afford that to happen again. When we come to sell it, or when I come to sell it, I will double check. Wow. What a palaver. Anyway, that's it. First foray in Italy. We've made a little bit of money. We have done some harvesting. We're off and running. So much more to do, so many more contracts to do, and like I said, I'll go into more detail on each one as we go, and see where we end up. That's all we can do, but while we're doing it, we can enjoy the lovely landscape and the game that we all love. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.